On this episode of the Massive Agent Podcast, we're going to talk about Google reviews and reputation management and how by dominating Google at a local level with reviews, you can actually get a crap load of organic business coming to you. If you don't have a system for getting Google reviews, that's the problem. We're going to tell you how to build that system, how you can actually systemize getting those reviews from your clients so you can start getting a ton of business from Google.
The Massive Agent Podcast, with lead generation tips and strategies to get you more leads and sell more homes.
I love to buy houses. I like to sell houses.
It takes brass balls to sell real estate.
Wait a minute.
The leads are weak. You're weak.
I've had better.
Oh, have I got your attention now?
Here's your host, Dustin Brohm.
What is up, everybody? Welcome to episode number 79 of the Massive Agent Podcast. Hope you guys are having an awesome week so far. 79. So super exciting. On Monday, the 24th was my birthday. And just the day prior, we hit 100,000 downloads for the podcast. 100,000. And it's crazy. Whenever you launch a show, a podcast, a video show, whatever, you've heard me talk about this a lot, but it starts out slow. You building an audience that keeps coming back takes a long time. It takes consistency. It takes putting out good stuff, and you have to do it long enough. So, the first 6 months was rough. Like a few hundred people listen, and then it turns to thousands, and then we cross 10,000 a month, and now we're at 100,000. So that is not a month. That'd be cool. But we are super excited. So thank you to you guys for listening. Thank you for coming back and listening again and again. And for those who have subscribed, thank you so much. If you haven't subscribed, please do. It's convenient as hell for you. First of all, then you don't have to remember every Thursday to come and listen to a new episode. You get a notification, especially on Apple. If you're using Overcast or Pocket Cast or wherever you listen to podcasts, subscribe. And it also helps the show to it notifies. It sends a notification to Apple. No, it's an indicator to Apple that the show is in demand, and it helps us be seen when people search for real estate podcasts. So that's always cool. So I'm stoked about that, 100,000. So today's show, we are speaking with the founder of Testimonial Engine. These guys have systemized for the individual agent or loan officer getting Google reviews from clients. And they make it very easy for you, the agent. They make it extremely easy for the client, and they systemize it so that all you have to do is close deals, and the system works in the background. And pretty soon you start getting a bunch of Google reviews, and guess what happens? Your phone starts ringing. You start getting emails. You start getting texts with people saying, "Hey, I just found you on Google. I need to buy a house. Hey, I need to sell a house." And from someone who has sold a bunch of homes from people that have found them on Google, I can't tell you how awesome it is when it's not a Facebook ad lead. It's somebody who's done their research. They Google it. They find you. Okay, on Google, where there's thousands of people in your market, other agents, and they're finding you. The people who have systems to get reviews from every single client, those are the people who win. So you have to have a system in place. What I used to do before I had a system was it didn't work very well. I'd ask each client. I'd send I'd ask them. I'd send them an email with links, but it wasn't systemized, and a lot of potential reviews that could have happened fell through the cracks, and it wasn't as easy for the client. When you create friction for the consumer, they don't do things. They don't do what you want them to do when you create more friction than you need to. So Doren Aldana is the founder of Testimonial Engine, and he has some great insights, some great wisdom on Google reviews, and you're going to notice we're talking about Google reviews, not all reviews, not Zillow, not Yelp, not Facebook reviews. We're talking about Google reviews because, as you'll hear why, Google reviews are everything. We'll explain why. We'll explain how you can get more, how you can systemize getting them. This is such a great episode that if you implement it, you will sell a crapload more homes and get a bunch more clients organically. It will just happen. If you are new to the show, welcome. This is the Massive Agent Podcast. I am your host, Dustin Brohm. I am a national speaker, trainer, and real estate marketing coach. I am an agent with eXp Realty in Salt Lake City, Utah. I'm the host of another podcast and video show called Industry Connected. Go check that out wherever you're listening to this show. And the co-founder of the Industry Syndicate Media Network. It is real estate's very first media network. You can discover other shows like this one. If you're looking for other podcasts that will help you, if you're an agent, a loan officer, you just want some marketing advice, go to industrysyndicate.com. And this show, of course, is a proud founding member show of the syndicate. And I am the founder of our own Facebook ad lead generation program called the Massive Agent Society. We built the society over a year ago for agents who are, it's built for a few different people, okay? Agents who are tired of paying Zillow or Realtor.com or Homes.com or whoever a crazy amount of money for leads that frankly suck. Or they're not optimal. There's no branding going on. You know, like if you're putting $1,000 a month into Zillow, you're not getting valuable impressions like you would with a Facebook ad or a Google ad. So anyone who wants to take full control over their lead gen, that's who we built the society for. Anyone who knows how to run an ad, or maybe they've run some ads before, or they want to start, but they don't know what type of ads to run, and that's holding them back. That's what the society's for. The society is for you if you're like, well, I've run some ads before, but they didn't work, quote unquote, or, you know, I just don't know what to do. Like, sure, I know how to do an ad, but what kind of ad should I do? Well, that's why you need our database that you can copy and paste from. Proven ads that have worked for every agent that's used them, wherever they're at. As long as you implement them to the T, they will work. Our Massive Agent Society members get access. So go check that out over at massiveagentsociety.com. And as you'll hear at the end of the show today, any EXP agent in our organization on my team actually gets a free lifetime membership to the Massive Agent Society. You don't have to be an EXP agent to get a lifetime membership. You can actually still get those for less than half the cost of 6 months of coaching with Tom Ferry. That isn't even with Tom Ferry. It's just with one of his people. So yeah, less than 6 months of Tom Ferry coaching. You can get a lifetime membership to our coaching program, weekly coaching calls. You get access to me all the time. It's just me. I don't have people handling you for me like some of these jokers. It's me. So if you want direct coaching from me, massiveagentsociety.com, and make sure your market is still available. All right, let's jump into the content. Man, I wish I would have known this stuff 4 years ago. I wish I would have known it 8 years ago, because had I just started systemizing my Google reviews with clients, I would have built up a massive presence online locally that is hard. It's hard to catch up with. You know, if you sell a fair number of homes and you're not getting Google reviews from every single client, and not just clients, like other agents you do business with, referral partners. It's not just clients you can get reviews from, but I'm telling you guys, this is one of the best ways to organically start getting clients coming in the door. And organic means free. Organic means you didn't pay for those leads. You've got to implement this. So let's start the interview with Doren Aldana, founder of Testimonial Engine and host of the Local Domination podcast. Oh, by the way, go check out episode 43 of the Local Domination podcast. Right now, it's the most recently posted one on June 7th over on the Local Domination podcast. You might recognize the guest on the show. That was a fun one. I was the guest on the show. If you want to hear a bit more of my story of how I got started, my journey through real estate to where I am today, go check out episode 43 of his podcast. Let's jump into it with Doren Aldana. All right, what's up, guys? I'm sitting here with Doren Aldana, the founder of Testimonial Engine. And this is exciting because we haven't talked about online reviews since way back in episode 9. This is episode 79. So 70 episodes ago was when we last mentioned online reviews. A lot's changed. And, I think the importance of online reviews is even more so than it was a year or so ago. There's just so much noise out there online, and reviews are everything. I mean, they can really drive a lot of your business organically if you do it well. The question is how to do it. And so super excited. Doren Aldana, welcome to the Massive Agent Podcast. How is it going, my man?
Hey, better than good, better than most, brother. It's about damn time we did this talk on reviews. 70 episodes later, it's about damn time.
We've had a pent-up demand for you, so it's perfect.
Yeah, man, let's do it. They're all thirsty in the desert. They're ready to get their thirst quenched. Let's do this.
That's right. That's right. So, Doren, real quick, before we jump into the content here, the meat of it all, bring us up to speed, like 60 seconds or so. Who are you? What's your background? How did you get to launch Testimonial Engine and all that?
Yeah, so I'm a husband. I'm a father of 4 beautiful kids, age 3, 5, 9, and 12. I'm a sucker for punishment, obviously, because I got 4 kids. I got 2 businesses. I've always been entrepreneurial. I haven't had a job working for someone else since I was 19. So I've always, laughingly said I'm not mentally fit to work for anybody. Certified, bona fide, qualified, unemployable, to be sure. And I started out just being a Joe Schmo life coach, entrepreneur, salesperson, supporting people who want to create breakthroughs in their business. And that kind of morphed into more nichified solution because I had a client of mine who referred me to his buddy at a credit union who was on salary plus a little commission. He was tired of the humdrum glass ceiling over his head, decided to take the plunge into 100% commission. You eat what you kill, no safety net. And around that time, I started to study marketing, and I realized, if I don't learn this marketing thing, I'm going to have skinny kids. So I better figure this thing out. And so I started to study marketing, started to learn about marketing and how to attract clients to me instead of me chasing them and offering free consultations and things like that. And so I realized there's a ton of profit-producing power in attraction-based marketing as opposed to just chasing people. And so
You're speaking my language, my man.
Yeah, man. And so I just started to hone my skills in that, reading the books, going to the seminars and all that. And then come back to this client who was referred to me, who was a mortgage professional at a credit union. He was on the precipice of taking the plunge on 100% commission, freaked out and excited at the same time, cutting the cord from salary. And he hired me as his coach to help him make that transition. To make a long story short, he didn't double, he tripled the money he was making at the credit union within about 6 months, and he hasn't looked back since. In fact, last year he did over 200 million in funded volume. Not enough to live on, mind you, but pretty good start, right? So
you can eat out every once in a while.
Yeah, you can almost afford Netflix at that point.
Yeah.
So he was pretty jacked and stacked about that. He actually gave me the nudge and say, hey, you might want to think about doing this with other mortgage professionals. That was 15 years ago. We've been growing and going ever since, coaching, inspiring, empowering, equipping mortgage professionals to kick ass, take names, chew bubblegum, and crush it in their business, crank up commissions without cranking up their workload, working smarter, not harder. And then a little ways down the path, probably about, I'd say 10 years down the path, I realized that Google, and specifically local Google, on the local search on Google, was becoming a big deal. And when people were searching for mortgage professionals, they were actually searching on Google and seeing the mortgage professional showing up on the map, on the 3-pack, as it were.
Yeah.
And so that's what got me thinking, man, we need a solution for that. So that's what had the fertile soil for us to launch the program that we put together called Testimonial Engine that automates the whole process, just allow you to set it and forget it and get more 5-star Google reviews. And we started in the mortgage space, but then we launched into the real estate space. We launched into the restaurant space. We launched into chiropractors, dentists, you name it. And so we really are the secret sauce shortcut for any service-based local business who wants to leapfrog to the top of Google, get 5-star reviews better, faster, easier than ever before, and to be able to do it in a very simple, elegant way that makes it easy and fun for both the business owner as well as for the clients to submit those reviews. So that in a nutshell is kind of a little bit about my journey.
I love it. So yeah, out of necessity, you're like, hey, how can we get more reviews in a more streamlined way? And obviously you realized everyone needs more reviews. It doesn't matter. It's not just real estate agents. It's not just lenders. every freaking person in business needs reviews because it gives credibility. It's like, what do we do when we want to buy a product on Amazon? We go look at the reviews. Like, is it even legit? We do the same with people. We do it on Yelp with restaurants. We do it on Google with professionals. And so, yeah. And real quick, like in my journey, these last 4 years or so in my real estate career, because I focused on Google My Business on my local listing, and I only had 20 something reviews or whatever, but then it started pulling in Facebook reviews onto that Google listing. It started pulling in my Zillow reviews. And so it started painting the picture that, hey, this is a credible realtor. Mm-hmm. And I got so many organic phone calls just out of the blue from people who found me on Google, and it works. So you're telling me that you guys figured out a way to make it easier than, having one review left at a time, sending a Google link to this person, then saying, oh, would you mind doing it on Zillow? Oh, would you mind doing it here? Would you mind doing it there? You figured out a better way?
Yeah, I mean, it's the difference between trying to cobble together a makeshift method by just, clunkingly and haphazardly and inconsistently asking for reviews versus a set it, forget it system where you literally just upload their name, email, and phone number, and bada bing, bada boom, it automatically gets those reviews. And if they don't respond, it automatically follows up. So we just got to streamline the process so you don't have to think about it. And we also can, as we're going to talk about in a moment, mitigate the negative reviews, because that's always a big concern too.
Definitely. Yeah. And every once in a while you'll get someone who, like, you didn't answer your phone, so they're like, 1-star review. Like it's just nuts. It happens. And the longer you're in business, the more of a sure thing it is that it will happen. It's happened to me. It's happened to clients. We've all seen it. And yeah. So why? Because it is kind of a pain in the ass if you don't have a system to ask for reviews and send links to do it. And so many agents don't bother to do it. Why should they bother? Why should they even bother getting reviews and testimonials at all?
Sure. Yeah. So, the ones that aren't doing it usually have the excuse, I do all my business through referral. I don't care about Zillow reviews. I don't care about Yelp reviews. I don't care about this and that and the other. Right. And so they fall into the complacency mode of thinking, it doesn't apply to me because I get all my business by referral, and, I'm not tech savvy, and that stuff's just a waste of time, and blah, blah, blah. And the big reason why is, like you just talked about, Dustin, and it's because everyone nowadays is using reviews. And if you don't do it, you're going to be left in the dust, plain and simple. And so if you don't want to, be left in the dust and have all that money be left on the table for your competitors, this is absolutely mission critical. And so, when people do a search now for a local real estate agent, they're searching on Google, whether you like it or not, whether you know it or not. And if you're not on Google with a verified Google My Business account with more 5-star reviews than any of your competitors, all the clicks, calls, and cash are going to your competitor who does have that preeminent positioning. And so the game here is not whether or not people are doing it. The game here is, are you going to position yourself to capture that business, or are you going to leave it to your competitors? That's the big question. The question is not whether your market is using reviews, because there's all kinds of statistics online that show that indeed they are. Over 60% of consumers use reviews to look for a local business and discern whether or not they're a trustable business. And 79% of consumers trust online reviews as much as a personal recommendation from a friend or family member. Stick that in your pipe and smoke it. Marinate your mind on that. That's almost 8 out of 10 people deem an online review, someone they don't know from a hole in the wall, as just as influential in their buying decision, just as trustworthy as a personal recommendation from a friend or family member. That's some significant influence juice, my friends. And if you're not using it to your advantage, you're leaving a shit ton of money on the table and you're going to be left in the dust. Simple as that.
Yeah, that's some serious stuff. And we all know it's true because our personal behavior proves the point. Like we all do that. The scenarios I mentioned, like on Amazon, we always go look at the reviews to see, is this product even legit? And look, at this point, I don't think we have to convince anyone that getting more reviews is a good thing. It's just a matter of, is it worth it? I'm going to throw this in there. Okay, we are we're what, 5 or 6 years past due for a market correction in the real estate industry. The average bull market was 5 years up to this point. It's been 10 years that we've been in this bull market. So we're twice as far into it as average before there should be a correction. At some point, the market will start coming down. Here's what's going to happen. When that happens, your cousin's boyfriend's dog walker who has their license will stop getting so many freaking family member referrals and the low-hanging fruit. We all know 17 realtors. And so and there's 17 realtors in our family tree at any given moment. And once the market turns and these people can't make a living anymore, the vast majority are going to fall away. They're going to fall out of the business. So if you have a great online presence now, when some people are not Googling because they have 18 people in their family who are agents, there's no need to Google. There's no need to research. I mean, I think there is. They just don't. But when the market turns and all of a sudden these people don't have a family full of agents, they're like, I need a real estate agent. Where do they go? They go to Google. And if you've been working in the meantime to build that online presence, you, my friend, when the market turns, are going to freaking crush it.
Yeah, and what's interesting is even if they have a recommendation from a friend or family member and there's an endorsement from someone they know, like, and trust, especially if they're a millennial and they're the younger population, they tend to do what's called cyber snooping, which means they're going online, They're checking your reviews, they're looking at your online reputation. And if your reputation doesn't line up on the level of awesome or the dust on top of extraordinary, then they're not going to settle for you, even in spite of the fact that they got recommended personally through someone they know, like, and trust. So if you think that online reviews don't matter because you're doing all your business by referral or repeat business, think again. People are still snooping you out online. And if you're not measuring up, you're leaving a lot of money on the table. And here's the insidious part about it. No one's blowing a trumpet. No alarms are sounding off when all that business is going elsewhere. It's just slipping through the cracks and you have no idea. It's a silent hemorrhage costing you hundreds of thousands of dollars, maybe even millions of dollars a year. That's the insidious part about it. That's
a great point. Yeah, you could be getting referred. Somebody has the intention of hiring you, then they go Google you and you have no presence, or it's just not, they're like, this doesn't look that impressive. And then you never hear from them. You're 100% right. That happens every day with a lot of people. Mm-hmm. So they need reviews. They need to start building this up. Where are the best platforms to get reviewed, and what's the best way to get those?
Well, frankly, it used to be more diversified, where it was like Yelp and Zillow and Better Business Bureau and Yellow Pages. And I'm not saying those aren't important, but the 8,000-pound gorilla in the space is, and probably will always be, at least for a very long period of time, Google. Yeah, because they really own the search space. So if you're not dominating on Google, you're leaving the lion's share of the traffic, the clicks, the calls, and the cash on the table to your competitors who do. So that's the single most important one to dominate on, is Google. And if you're in a very populous metropolitan area, that can be a tough egg to crack in terms of dominating because there's so much competition. But that's why people come to us to use our shortcut solution so they can squeeze as much profit-producing 5-star review nectar out of their database as possible without having to pull their hair out, trying to chase people around, herding cats, trying to get these people to give reviews. We just make it easy breezy, lemon squeezy to do so. But it's all about Google reviews. As far as I'm concerned, that's the most important one. And then maybe secondary might be Zillow, but it's a very distant second place.
And that depends on the state you're in too. Zillow in Utah, we're a non-disclosure state, and our MLS cut Zillow off. So now it's up to the individual brokerages to decide whether or not they're even going to syndicate their listings to Zillow. So I think here, like a lot of other states, people are starting to realize Zillow is just an incomplete picture of the market. It's just like you're going to see a few listings, but if you want them all, you've got to go to an agent's website or to the MLS directly. So yeah, Zillow it's not what it used to be. What do you think about reviews on Facebook pages?
Yeah, that's fine as a backup if someone doesn't have a Gmail account to give you a Google review. It's a good backup. But frankly, when people do a local search, they're not finding Facebook reviews. They're just not. It does help to round out your overall digital presence to have reviews on Facebook, just like it would if you got reviews on Yellow Pages or Better Business Bureau or Yelp. But the one that's really going to get the phone ringing with hot for what you got buyers or sellers is going to be Google.
Awesome. And that's been my experience. Pretty much every inbound call or email from someone who found me through search, it's been Google. Most people don't go search Facebook for realtor in Salt Lake City. I'm sure some do, but I mean, we're talking thousands and thousands and thousands on Google. So that's been my experience for sure. Let's talk negative reviews. If you get a negative review, and maybe you can even break it down by a legitimate one versus a spam one, what do you do? Like, how do you handle that?
Yeah, so there's a lot of different ways to work with that. Obviously, it sucks when it happens, especially when you do your best to bring your best and deliver exceptional service and value, and you just got a negative Nelly that no matter how many backflips you do, you just can't seem to please them. So, let's be real, that does suck and it's frustrating and it's annoying, but it's the nature of the business. If you do enough transactions, eventually you're going to have a few negative Nellies. It's just, par for the course. So there's a few things to do. One is if you do get one and it goes onto your Google My Business account, it's virtually impossible to remove. So the best way to mitigate or eliminate the negative impact of that negative review is to bury it under an avalanche of frickin' awesome, where you just have so many positive reviews coming in that it makes it look like a tiny little blemish in comparison to the avalanche of awesome with 5-star review after 5-star review after 5-star review. People are willing to chalk it up as just a negative Nelly if it's just one person or two people out of hundreds.
Right.
The problem is when it starts to lower your average star rating to below 4, that's when it really becomes a concern for people. You want to keep your average star rating at 4.5 or higher, ideally, so that what they see is the overall score and they chalk it up to a level of excellence and they feel like it's trustworthy. And again, they're comparing your average star rating to all your competitors. So if your competitor has an average star rating of 4.0 and you have an average star rating of 4.9 or 4.8, even if you have a blemish or two, it's not that big of a deal.
Yeah.
So that's the first thing. Second thing is Google just released a new terms of service where they no longer allow you to have what's called review gating as part of your review solicitation process. Essentially what that means in layman's terms is that when you ask for the review, you're not allowed, based on their terms of service, to quarantine that negative review by basically having an initial screening process first where you find out if it's positive sentiment or negative sentiment. If it's positive, then you let them post on Google. If it's negative, you quarantine it and keep it 100% private and confidential so it doesn't spew onto the web, tarnishing your reputation online. That's called review gating. And review softwares like the Testimonial Engine have that feature. We have the option to turn it on or turn it off, so it's entirely up to you. The way we get around that is we basically say in the review request, if you have a Gmail account, please review us directly here. That way, we're not doing what's called review gating because we're soliciting for the Gmail owners, the people who have a Gmail account, just review us straight up. And we're not going to stop you from giving a negative review. Whatever your sentiment is, it is. So is there a little bit more risk? Yes. But if you do a great job and you have a brand of brilliance and excellence, then you shouldn't be too concerned about it because, again, it's about your average star rating. It's not about perfection. Think about Superman for a moment. Who would Superman be without kryptonite?
Right.
So there's a certain amount of humanity and believability and attractiveness that comes with not being perfect. You don't have to have a 5.0 average star rating. We're not seeking perfection. We're seeking progress and we're seeking proficiency and we're seeking preeminence. That's really what we seek, not perfection. So there's a few little things to consider there, but the main thing about negative reviews is, number one, you want to be all over them like wet on rice. So when they come in, studies show that 7 out of 10 consumers will return to a local business, or any business for that matter, if their concern is resolved quickly. So speed is the name of the game. The faster you can, follow up with that complaint and turn it around and address their concern, the better. So that's really one key thing, is speed of follow up with the complaints is mission critical. If you can do something to make it right, if you're in a category of business where you can give a coupon or some kind of a token of your appreciation for them staying with you with some kind of a gift or some kind of a expression token of your thankfulness to work with you in spite of the fact that there was a few hiccups, you can often turn those people around. And they can be your most rabid evangelist for your business, because you, number one, rectified the situation promptly. Number two, you did something to make it right, and you gave them something to really kind of appreciate them for rolling with you through the turbulence. So those are, again, a couple things to consider when you get negative reviews, to turn that from a breakdown into a breakthrough.
I love that. And yeah, I've always thought that getting a negative review, depending on what it was, like, it's one thing if they're like, you're a terrible human being, you treat people like garbage, like that's hard to overcome. But if it's something like something fell through the cracks, or you didn't respond to them quick enough, or they filled out a form on your website and never heard back, like stuff like that, if you jump on it, it's actually an opportunity to wow them in the opposite direction, just like you said, and make them a fan forever. There's been, like, in my own life, I've gone to stores, restaurants, wherever, where something's been less than optimal, but they bent over backwards to make it right. And it was their response to the negative thing that made me really impressed with them. It wasn't like, had it just been a great experience, it would have just been another great experience. But they became extraordinary by bending over backwards when they didn't have to, but they did. And now I'll always remember it, whereas otherwise I might forget about it. So you can use it to your advantage. Do you have any tips for how to respond to those negative ones?
Yeah, empathy is always, a key piece of it. So just acknowledging, sorry you had a bad experience. Also being curious, how can we improve? How can we improve for next time? What can we do to make it right? Taking extreme ownership. If you guys haven't listened to the audiobook or read the book Extreme Ownership, it's the Navy SEAL ethos of
Is that by
leadership.
Jocko?
Yeah, Jocko. It's an amazing book, and it's really a download of awesome when it comes to what true leadership is about. Not making excuses, not blame shifting, not pointing fingers, but really owning your side of the street and owning what you brought to the table that didn't work or that caused the turbulence, dysfunction, or the breakdown to occur, really owning that piece. So extreme ownership is an integral part of having people get that you're not blaming, you're not making excuses, you're not shirking responsibility, you're owning it, and you're empathizing, you're being compassionate and empathetic, and then you're looking for an opportunity to make it right. And you're doing it promptly, you're doing it proactively, you're not drifting, you're driving, you're not waiting, you're all over it like white on rice. So it's really about ownership, punctuality, promptness, and finding a way to turn it from a problem into an opportunity. Because indeed, there's a wonderful opportunity for them to see how you show up in the face of problems, and how you show up resourceful, how you show up looking for the opportunity to improve your policy, procedure, protocol, systems, how to improve your company, improve your fulfillment process, as well as just going above and beyond the call of duty and showing up like no one else does in the face of that problem, to really show them what truly exceptional service is. Truly exceptional service is not perfection. It's when there's a breakdown, you show up extraordinary in how you overcome the breakdown, rectify the breakdown, and make up for the breakdown. And I think that's a wonderful opportunity each and every one of us has when there are problems that occur. How are you showing up in the face of those? And are you showing up, bringing your best, doing your best, and making the most of unfortunate situation so they can feel blessed, even though it wasn't perfect. That's the idea.
I love it. So you're diligent in building up your reviews. You're getting them on Google. You're just growing that number. You're becoming one of the local, the more dominant local agents or loan officers with online reviews. Is there a way that you can leverage those reviews to get more business, to get more referrals? Do you have any ideas on that?
Yeah, absolutely. So obviously, once you dominate and you own the category on the local, people do a search locally. Once you get onto that 3-pack, you really own the space if you're able to get the best average star rating in the 3-pack.
But what is the 3-pack?
So the 3-pack is the first 3 listings. When people do a search on the map, it always shows up with 3 listings. So it's kind of a local search terminology, if you will, for getting into that real estate. That's prime real estate for a local search on that map, the top 3 listings. Now, what you're going to find is the people who have the most reviews aren't necessarily showing up there. There's a lot of other factors. One of them might be longevity, how long you've been in business. Another one might be how deep, wide, and robust your digital presence is with, for example, citations, where you have a bunch of directory listings with your business name, address, and phone number all the way through the web, from Yelp to Better Business Bureau to Yellow Pages to Google to Facebook. So the more robust that digital profile is, the more spokes you have on the wheel, the more they may give you more Google juice to get you onto that 3-pack, even if you don't have the best reputation. So there's a lot of different components to it, but you'll find that usually the ones who have the most reviews tend to be really high on the list, if not in that 3-pack. So that's where you want to get to first, because then you get referrals straight from Google, hot for what you got, pre-sold, pre-tenderized, predisposed to work with you and buy, calling you up saying, hey, I checked your references, I checked your reviews, you look like you know what you're doing, we've decided to work with you, what's next? So straight from Google for free. That's the beautiful thing. Free leads from Google, hot for what you got. The other way to get reviews, or rather get business, get more revenue from your reviews, is turning those reviews into referrals. Because think about it for a moment, Dustin. Who better to send you a referral than someone who just gave you a 5-star review? I mean, that's your raving fan. There is no
Absolutely.
better source, right?
Mm-hmm.
So one of the things that is often overlooked is strategically deploying a dedicated referral attraction campaign specifically targeting your raving fans. Because again, who better to ask for a referral than your raving fans who are giving you rave reviews? So what you can do is you can launch that dedicated campaign to all your 4- and 5-star reviewers. And we have a killer letter we designed called the Magic Wand Letter. I know it sounds corny as hell, but it'll put more cheese in your wallet. So who cares, right?
Well, it sounds like something I want. Magic wands are good.
Right? Exactly. And it ain't so magic. It's just a matter of deploying effective marketing. So you send out this gift basket, or rather letter in the mail to your raving fans with a toy magic wand enclosed. So it's lumpy. They have to open it because there's something in there. What could it be? They open it up and out comes the magic wand. If you really get crazy and creative, you might even have a little pixie dust, a little sparkle dust in there. They open it up and then the headline says, I wish, poof, I could have more clients like you. Cheesy as hell, like I said, but it'll put more cheese in your wallet. And the big idea is that you think they're awesome. You wish you could have other awesome clients just like them, and perhaps they could make your wish come true by sending you referrals. And then you just simply follow up by phone and ask for permission to do a little brainstorm session to see if you might be able to activate their mentor Rolodex to see who in their world you can help. And I'm telling you what, I've had clients send out 50 of these letters and bring in like 18 G's, and it costs them $200. How's that for an ROI?
That'll work for me. Yeah,
it's almost as good as your mutual fund return, right?
Exactly. Yes.
Yeah, almost. So, that's really one of the best ways we've found to turn rave reviews into red hot referrals, the Magic Wand Letter.
I love it. I love it. So this is exciting. How can people find out more about Testimonial Engine, get the details on how it works, the pricing, see if it's going to work for them in their business, all that good stuff? How do they find you?
Yeah, so you could go to mytestimonialengine.com/massive agent.
Nice. I see what you did there.
We got a dedicated link for all you guys. We don't want to let you down. I know you're expecting some awesome because that's how you roll. When you roll with Dustin, you're always expecting awesome because that's how he rolls. So we're not about to let you down. Certainly not today. mytestimonialengine.com/massive agent. And we got some goodness in store for you there, including the ultimate testimonial toolkit with plug and play, battle tested, proven templates for getting reviews, turning those reviews into referrals. We even got complimentary access to the magic wand letter that I was talking about for turning those rave reviews into red hot referrals. So mytestimonialengine.com/massive agent. And it's 100% complimentary, no strings attached. So you're welcome.
Dude, that's awesome. I'm gonna have to go take advantage of that myself here. Let's see. Yep.
Yeah, don't hop over the yet because this isn't recorded live, and I got to get my peeps to set it up for you. So
yeah. No, I love it. Those resources are gold right there. It's so often underappreciated, the online reviews and how you can leverage them and how you can use them to get more business. Because it's not as sexy as running a Facebook ad or doing a 360 Facebook Live. Like that stuff's all fun and sexy, but this stuff works and it works very well and it continues to work. Good stuff, man. It's
sexy when you get paid and the cash register starts ringing with more zeros and commas. I'll tell you that.
That is sexy. I'd say that's extreme sexiness in my opinion, for sure.
Yeah. Amen to that, brother.
So Doren, every guest we have on the show, we do a little rapid fire questioning at the end, just a little either or.
Put me on the spot.
And these will make you feel very uncomfortable, I'm sure.
All right.
Not exactly, but helps the audience get to know you a little bit more. And where are you based? Are you in Vancouver?
I'm in beautiful Kamloops, British Columbia, Canada, interior of BC, 3 hours east of Vancouver.
Okay.
10 times more sun, 10 times less rain. So it's a good spot.
And probably 10 times less expensive.
Oh, yeah, for sure. That's not saying much, though, because, you get a half a doorknob for $1 million in Vancouver.
Yep. That's what I hear. Awesome. All right. Facebook or Instagram?
Facebook.
Instagram or Snapchat?
Instagram.
Book or podcast?
Definitely book, but I love me some podcasts too.
There you go. iPhone or Android?
iPhone.
Alexa or Google Home?
Google Home.
You're a Google guy, of course.
I like me some Chrome.
Yes. Oh, me too. Burgers or pizza?
Oh, burgers.
New York or LA?
I like palm trees. I'll go with LA.
How about Vancouver or Toronto?
Vancouver for sure. I don't like traffic. They both have terrible traffic, but I'll go with the quainter version.
Nice. Mountains or beach?
Oh, I love the beach. I love the surf. I love the sand. I love the sun.
Podcast or vlog?
Podcast.
YouTube or Facebook Live?
Oh, Facebook Live.
Uber or Lyft?
Uber.
Gary V or Grant Cardone?
Gary V, man. That guy's the bomb diggity.
Seriously. Nice. Let's see. I was going to throw another one in. I'd say Google or Yelp, but I kind of already know the answer. It's kind of a stupid question, isn't it?
Oh, it depends. I love Yelp for certain things. Restaurants, I love Yelp.
Yes. Do you have any tips? I just thought of this just barely, but one of my frustrations with Yelp is getting your clients to review you on Yelp is if they're not an active, like legitimately an active Yelp user, they tend to hide the reviews. Do you have any suggestions on that if you're trying to build up your Yelp reviews?
Yeah, I mean, if I was a real estate agent and I wanted to build up Yelp reviews, it would be because I'm already dominating on Google. So first things first, dominate on Google. That would be the second option after Google. I would just be asking everybody, but I would only ask everybody after I've dominated on Google. And then, you might ask 10 people and maybe 2 of them will stick. That's better than nothing.
I like it. Yeah. Focus on Google. Focus on the Google. Cool, man. Doren, how can they find you on social media where, aside from my testimonial engine, mytestimonialengine.com/massive agent, how can they find you?
Yeah, you can search Doren Aldana on Instagram, Twitter, Facebook, you name it.
And you have a podcast as well.
I do, yeah. It's called the Local Domination Podcast. You can find it on iTunes, Local Domination Podcast. We give you the secret sauce for dominating in your local space with wicked effective, low-cost, high-impact marketing tactics, getting the marketing, the mindset to really own your space and dominate your market. Operation Google Domination is one piece of it, but there's a whole lot more in store. So come check us out, Local Domination Podcast. Love it.
Cool. Doren, thanks so much for being on the show and sharing some wisdom on reviews and how to dominate and get more business online with those. And you guys listening, go check out the show notes over at massiveagentpodcast.com for this episode and any previous episode. Anything we mentioned here today in the show, any links, all the links to find Doren and Testimonial Engine are over on massiveagentpodcast.com. Doren, thanks so much, man. We'll talk to you soon.
Thanks so much for having me, man. That was fun.
Absolutely. Talk soon.
Cheers. Bye-bye.
Guys, I'm telling you, if you implement this, you could do it yourself, of course. Make a system. The key is the system. Or you could pay a pretty small amount per month and have Testimonial Engine do it for you. So definitely go check it out. mytestimonialengine.com/massive agent. They're hooking you guys up with a discount. Go take advantage. And if you do it, if you implement the system, it works on autopilot in the background. All you have to do is close homes and your Google presence will grow. And 6 months later, 9 months later, maybe 3 months later, depending on how many homes you sell, you're going to get a big boost in phone calls and emails and texts from people locally who have found you on Google. And let me remind you, what happens when the market takes a shit? When the market takes a shit and all of a sudden all these newer agents that are taking all their family's listings and all the buyers within their family, they're not going to be in the business anymore. They're not going to be able to make ends meet, so they're going to leave the business. Then people are going to be going to Google more often, and they're going to find you if you have a huge or massive presence. Do this stuff, guys. This investment this could be absolutely huge for your career. This could be one of the biggest things you've ever done. If you invest, take it seriously, implement it, do it. Good stuff, guys. All right, let me tell you a story. So, and I'm not going to speak about anyone in particular, but we've all had a friend or a family member or someone we're connected to on social media that we're scrolling and all of a sudden we see like our heart kind of sinks and we're like, oh shit. Like someone we know, someone we care about has had an accident or they've gone to the doctor, some health issue or one of their children is sick or there's been a death or something that, and they can no longer keep doing what they've been doing to make a living because they have to be healthy for that. They have to be healthy. They have to be able to go to the office every day. For agents, we have to keep taking new clients. We have to keep closing deals over and over and over and over and over and over and over, unless you are one of those agents that builds a huge team and you can step away for a month and everything works fine. But I'm not there. Are you there? I'm not there yet. So I'm a long ways from that in my real estate career. So it breaks my heart whenever I see GoFundMe campaigns set up for people just to afford their medical bills, to afford just to have some income while they're dealing with medical issues, while they're dealing with their child that is injured or something like that. I know I've seen this happen way too often. I know real estate agents that have gone bankrupt because if something happens and they can't keep closing deals over and over and over and over and over, one at a time, their income is gone. And if you're the breadwinner for your family, this is what freaks me out. Guys, this freaks me out. And I think about it numerous times every single day because I have 2 kids. I'm married with a beautiful wife, and my income is the only income that we have. So thank God I've put some things in motion to have multiple streams of income. It's not just coming from closed transactions anymore. So that's called residual income. Okay. Residual income is something that happens when you get paid for work you did in the past. Okay. So what we do with closing transactions, that's active income. If we're not actively closing the deals, even if our team is doing it, the income doesn't happen, right? We have to keep doing it over and over and over and over. We can make a fantastic living in this industry. Don't get me wrong. We can make a fantastic living. But what happens if, and you can no longer do it? I mean, ask yourself that. And then also ask yourself, like, if you're about to tune out, if you're about to turn this off because you're like, oh, ask yourself why you're not thinking about this. Or if you're thinking about it, why aren't you doing something about it? It's not that hard. We just have to address the fact that bad shit does happen. We see it all the time. And I refuse to let my family be negatively affected by bad shit that could potentially happen. So here are the traditional ways that you can create residual income for yourself. All right. And so any of these work. These are fantastic. All right. You could become some of them aren't really feasible, but some of them are. You could become a music recording artist, right? So if you have an album out there and over time the album sells, or a book, right? If you're an author, if you write best-selling novels, if you're an author, the books continue selling for years and years and years and years. You continue to get paid every time one is sold. So you could do that. I'm not talented enough to do that. So those are out. You could become a famous actor or actress and get royalties from your films and everything. Also not talented enough for that. You could sell insurance, because insurance, every time somebody pays their premium, you get a piece of it into perpetuity. And so, which is really cool. Imagine if you got a piece, like let's say you got $100 every time one of your clients paid their mortgage payment. Maybe it's only $20, whatever. Every time they make their mortgage payment, you got a piece of it. That's the residual income. Okay. You help them to get the deal closed. You help them to buy the house. Now, every time they make a payment towards it, you got paid. That's cool. So then you do enough of that, and that $20, $50, $100 each, that starts adding up. It gets crazy. So insurance is a means of residual income. You could own stocks that pay dividends, but usually that's not the best, because the dividends, you have to have a crapload of money in there just to make 3%, 5%, whatever it is. So usually that's not feasible if you need income. You could buy and rent real estate, which is a fantastic option. If you have rental real estate, that is amazing. So do that. Or you could, in our industry, you could join eXp Realty. Okay. This is the path I chose. There's also, there's some other brokerages out there, but there's nothing I've seen that is as simple to understand, that's easy to get other agents to see and be excited about, and nothing more lucrative by far than eXp Realty. This is the path I chose, so I could start creating a residual income that kept coming in every time someone else closes a transaction. Okay. It gets very, very powerful. And if you don't know how this works yet, if you don't know why eXp is catching on and gaining so much momentum, and why I'm so damn excited about it, don't you think you should at least see like what it's all about? And I mean, take an honest look. I don't mean Google it and then read a couple people who are bitching about it for whatever reason. Okay. You have no context when somebody bitches about, well, it didn't work for me, or, I didn't join because of this. Like, okay, that's their perspective, and you're only getting what they're telling you. You need to take a real honest look at the facts to see if it's a business model that will fit you and what you're trying to do. I think it will be, but there's only one way to find out, right? So with that said, just watch a video. Okay. I'm not going to sit you down and present this big thing to you. Just watch a video. And if you like it, awesome. Let's talk. We'd love to link arms and have you on the team, and I will help you start building your residual income check. That is my goal with every single person that links arms with me, is to start getting you a residual income check. I've never seen anything else in our industry that has so much synergy, because it incentivizes me to help you make more money. See how that works? Like, that's crazy. By you making more money, by you selling more homes, by you being more financially successful, so am I. So now it helps me to help you. Show me somewhere else that exists in our industry. And don't tell me Keller Williams, because it's not the same thing. Talk to people who are with Keller, and it does not work the same way. It's not as synergistic because it's not very lucrative and it's hard as hell to understand, and you only get a piece of the profit. Okay, there's a difference. Keller Williams has profit sharing. We have revenue sharing. So it doesn't matter if your team leader or your franchise that you're with decides to go open a new office and now you're not profitable. Now nobody gets paid their profit sharing check. I'm not okay with that. So there's nothing that's going to prevent your revenue share check from coming in. It's just, will you do the work to help build the team or not? Simple as that. So please go to massiveagentpodcast.com/exp, massiveagentpodcast.com/exp, and click play on the video. Guys, if you have not, and this is one of those times where just be honest with yourself, okay? Because I'm not going to know. I'm just sitting here on the other end of the microphone, the other end of the speaker. I don't know. Only you know. Only you know if you've really given it an honest look or not. Only you know if you've really given eXp Realty a look to see, excuse me, to see if it makes sense for you or not. Look, if it doesn't, okay, cool. Now you know. Now you're never going to wonder, 10 years from now or 3 years from now, you're not going to be like, I wonder if I should have done that now that we're there at, 50,000 agents or 100,000 agents or wherever we're at in 3 years. I wonder if I should have done that. You'll never wonder if you just look at the facts now. Just look at it. massiveagentpodcast.com/exp. Click play on the video. And if you have questions, if you like what you see, maybe you like what you see, but maybe you're worried or concerned about the timing because maybe you have a bunch of deals under contract or something, reach out. I can help walk you through those details and figure it out. And I'm telling you guys, the brain power and the amazing top producers, like people that sell 700 homes a year, 1,500 homes a year, people that bought out their Remax franchise 2.5 years early so that they could join eXp, people that took an almost $100,000 hit to buy out their franchise agreement early. It's not just me. Join eXp to get access to the amazing heavy hitters and top producers who are winning at a major level, who are above me. All right. Again, synergy. I have access to all these people. I'm able to get their time for free because they are incentivized to help me be successful. Amazing stuff. Last time, massiveagentpodcast.com/exp, and a reminder, any eXp agent who joins my team gets full lifetime membership for free to the Massive Agent Society lead generation program. So there's that. All right. Have you checked out our Massive Agent Minute Flash Briefing yet? We're at almost 350 episodes. We're creeping up on 365 episodes, daily episodes, because we do it 7 days a week on the Alexa platform. All you have to do to your Alexa device or your Alexa app is say, Alexa, enable the Massive Agent Minute, and she does. And then to play your flash briefings, you just say, oh crap, I forgot to unplug it. All you have to do is say, Alexa, enable. Nope. No. Alexa, play my flash brief. Alexa, stop. Had to unplug it. I always forget. Yeah. So Massive Agent Minute. Go check it out every single day, 7 days a week. We have a new idea, a tip, a strategy, a story, some sort of like social media news, marketing news, something that will help you. If you like this podcast, this is our daily show. So you can get little 1 to 3 minute bits, 1 to 3 minute doses of massive agentness, if you will. That will help you with your business to sell more homes and close more loans. So go check that out and leave us a review on the Alexa platform too if you like what you hear. All right, guys, thank you so much. Remember, go over to massiveagentsociety.com if you want to see if your market is still available. That's our Facebook ad lead gen program. We only allow one agent per market, one agent or one loan officer per market. So some of these markets where people have bought the lifetime membership, which again is less than half the cost of 6 months of coaching with one of Tom Ferry's people, not him, but his people. you could have membership for life, full access. You get a free chatbot built, free 1 hour one-on-one coaching with me, and a bunch of other stuff. So go check it out at MassiveAgentSociety.com. And I'm telling you guys, we have people getting 10 leads a day. 10 leads a day. They're closing transactions, all because they implemented what we taught them and they copied and pasted what we provided for them. So go check it out. Some of the links mentioned may be affiliate links. So that means if you choose to make a purchase, I would earn a small commission at no additional cost to you. This helps us reinvest back into making the podcast better. Thank you guys. Enjoy the weekend. Go sell some homes. Go close some loans. Take care.